Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into Donald Trump's tax cuts and their impact. What has he achieved with his tax reforms so far? Is he planning to expand those benefits? Stay with us to find out. Back in December 2017, Trump signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act (TCJA), one of the largest tax reforms in recent U.S. history. Its main goal was to reduce taxes for businesses and individuals, promising to boost the economy and create jobs. Trump has often claimed that this tax cut was key to economic growth, stating, "The tax cuts allowed American businesses to thrive." One of the most significant aspects of this reform was the corporate tax reduction. The corporate tax rate dropped from 35% to 21%, aiming to attract foreign investments and encourage domestic economic growth. Trump argued this would make U.S. companies more globally competitive, but some economists point out that companies use these cuts to buy back stocks, benefiting investors more than creating direct economic growth. The reform also included tax cuts for individuals. Most personal tax brackets were lowered, and the standard deduction was doubled, allowing many families to pay less in taxes. Trump claimed his reform was a win for the middle class. This cut will allow American households to have more money to spend and save. However, the wealthiest households saw the biggest benefits, sparking controversy. Although many families benefited, critics note that the individual tax cuts will expire in 2025, while the corporate cuts are permanent. Now, in his current term, Trump remains committed to his tax reform. He has proposed expanding tax cuts, focusing on businesses and the middle class. Trump stated, "We will continue to reduce taxes. This is just the beginning. We're going to cut taxes even further, strengthening businesses and creating more jobs."
Our majorities in the House and Senate, which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and family, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt. Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company than right here in the good old USA.
His recent proposals include making middle-class tax cuts permanent and further reducing taxes for small businesses, a key pillar of the American economy. Trump also highlights that tax cuts can help combat inflation and keep the U.S. economy competitive globally. In addition to his general tax cut promises, Trump has highlighted 5 specific tax proposals that he aims to implement in his current term. 1. Tipped income tax. Trump proposes eliminating taxes on tips for workers in hospitality and service industries, allowing them to keep 100% of their earnings. 2. Income tax. He has expressed interest in eliminating income tax, though details on implementation remain vague. 3. Capital gains tax. Trump is considering reducing or eliminating this tax to encourage investment and economic growth. 4. Estate tax, also known as the death tax. Trump wants to eliminate it, arguing it unfairly penalizes families transferring wealth across generations. 5. Corporate tax. Despite already cutting it from 35% to 21%, Trump suggests further reductions or even elimination to boost U.S. business competitiveness. Despite their popularity among certain groups, these tax cuts have faced strong criticism. Many argue that the cuts for corporations and the wealthy have widened income inequality in the U.S. The federal deficit has also surged to historic levels. While Trump defends the cuts, economists argue that the reform has exacerbated long-term fiscal issues. Opponents warn that the individual tax cuts will expire soon, which could have major consequences if not addressed. In the long run, Trump's tax reform has had mixed results. On one hand, economic growth and low unemployment rates were positive signs. On the other, the national deficit and economic inequality remain key concerns. With the U.S. economy facing challenges like inflation, the debate over the sustainability of Trump's tax cuts is far from over. Trump insists that continuous tax cuts are vital for strengthening the economy, but some argue that a more balanced fiscal policy might be necessary in the future. In summary, Donald Trump's tax cuts remain a cornerstone of his economic policy. While the reform brought positive results like economic growth and job creation, fiscal deficits and inequality are still hot topics. What do you think about Trump's tax cuts? Should there be more, or do we need a more balanced approach? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.